Contributor Byron York joins us now. Good to see you, Byron. Okay, so just even looking at a bit of that video last night tells me, number one, the president is not losing any support with his core constituency. But two, I don't think Democrats are catching up very fast on the male voters they're trying to win. Your thoughts?
Absolutely true. You know, recently a progressive Democratic research firm called Catalyst did a big study, the most extensive study yet of the 2024 electorate, and they found that Democrats had lost significant numbers of voters in the younger age groups, 18 to 29, also 30 to 44. And among minority groups, they lost big time numbers of voters in minority groups, especially among the young men in those groups. And so what you saw at UFC last night was kind of the physical embodiment of that Catalyst report. Voters and potential voters, 18 to 29, who are not going to vote for the Democratic Party. They have changed, and they feel that the Democratic Party simply does not appeal to them.
So Democrats are talking about spending like $20 million to try to study these young men they've lost and figure out how to speak their language. Is there a scenario where you see that actually working, Byron, and they can start to pull some of that demographic back? Or is this $20 million down the tubes?
Well, it got a lot of ridicule. I think pretty much deserved ridicule. They would spend all this money and maybe they could have just gone to the gym, or they could have gone to the UFC event to see what is going on. But the fact is, the party has a record. They didn't get into this situation just by accident. They got into this situation by the kind of positions they've taken on issues like transgender, on issues like reparations, on all sorts of things that they're now trying to back off. And they did this study. And it's telling them not to do things like list their pronouns. It's telling them like not to support males taking part in female sports. But they knew that. And I think a really important moment came during the debate between President Trump and Kamala Harris, in which President Trump said that Kamala Harris supported taxpayer-paid transition surgery for illegal immigrants who are in prison. And a number of people, even in the Democratic Party, thought that's just another one of those crazy things that Trump says. It can't be true. Right. And then they found out it was true. Harris had actually put it in writing in a questionnaire with the ACLU in 2019. So the Democrats have a long record of this, and they can't just make it go away.
Byron, you've got some of the Democrats who I think are aspiring to the presidency, maybe starting to tack a little bit to the center on some of these things. Maryland Governor Wes Moore says we're not going to do reparations. Gavin Newsom says the transgender athletes, male athletes in female sports, unfair. Do you think that some of these guys really mean it, or are they just realizing the prevailing winds are way against them on these 80-20 issues?
I think that what you just said, 80-20, is the most important factor here. And they realize they're on the wrong side of these issues. You've seen Gavin Newsom got a podcast. He had Steve Bannon and other people on his podcast to try to talk to them. But I hear again, I don't think this is going to work because they have such a record now, the past 5 years, certainly since 2020, of embracing these progressive causes, these pronouns. Pete Buttigieg took his pronouns off of his webpage. You think that's going to do it? I don't think it is. So that you can't just reinvent yourself in a day.
Yeah, taking down your pronouns doesn't mean you're a new man. I don't think, Byron. Nope. We got to leave it there. Good to see you. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.